Hey everyone! Ivy and I are here for Kitty Cat Storytime today. We're going to read When I Grow Up by Al Yankovic, and I think it's such a cute reminder that you don't have to decide what you're going to be when you grow up. I think it's important that you try many different things and you spend your whole life trying to figure out what you want to be. So see if this book inspires you to think of a different thing that you want to be that maybe you didn't think of before. The illustrations are by Wes Hargis. I waited so long for the hours to pass, but soon it was noon there in Mrs. Crump's class, and Thursday at noon, I'm sure you know well, is the time of the week when we do show and tell. And this week, the subject so special to me was, when I grow up, what am I gonna be? That's something I'd really been thinking about, and I just couldn't wait to let all those thoughts out. This is a rhyming book. How fun. So when Mrs. Crump said, "Who's ready to share?" you can guess who was there with his hand in the air. I raised both my hands just as high as they go, and I bounced up and down, and then, what do you know? Mrs. Crump picked me, yes, me, to go first. I was so happy I thought I would burst. I proudly stood up and began my oration concerning my choice for a future vocation. Esteemed friends and colleagues, my dear Mrs. Crump, I know what I'm going to be when I grow up. What do you think he's gonna say? Why, I'll be the greatest chef you've ever seen. The world will go crazy for my haute cuisine. I'll tantalize taste buds with my rigatoni, sautéed with black truffles and pickled bologna, surrounded by kumquats and candied pig's feet, topped with shrimp-flavored lollipops. Bon appetit! My walls will be filled with awards that I've gotten for toast on a stick and my Twinkies au gratin. My kitchen will be the most famous in France, so make reservations 12 years in advance. There's no doubt about it, I'm certain you see, a world-renowned chef is what I'm gonna be. How many of you want to be a chef? That's very nice, Billy, sweet Mrs. Crump said. Who wants to go next? Maybe Susie or Fred? I said, hold the phone now, I haven't departed. Hanging on to your seats, 'cause I'm just getting started. Oh dear. Now what's he gonna say? See, maybe instead I could be a snail trainer. Man, that would be awesome. That's a no-brainer. I'll teach all my snails to do really neat tricks. They'll play dead, roll over, and even fetch sticks. Oh, of course, all the sticks will come back 2 years later. But working with snails, I mean, what could be greater? They'll do any ant stunt that I like. Holy moly, I'll train them to pedal the bike really slowly. And then jump, I mean ooze, through the huge ring of fire. And crawl at a snail's pace across a high wire. Then finish by writing my name with their trails. That's right, I'll be Billy, the master of snails. I never even thought that was a job. Or else maybe I'll be the lathe operator who makes the hydraulic torque wrench calibrator, with fine-tunes the wrench that's specifically made to realign the nuts on the lateral blade that's directly beneath the main radio sockets inside cooling system on the X-14 rockets. And since this profession's as cool as can be, well, who wouldn't be better to do it than me? Say, here's an idea, perhaps just for laughs. I might make a living by milking giraffes. Oh, it's so cliche to get milk from a cow, and I bet all those cows need a break anyhow. Imagine me milking way up in the air. I'd use a tall ladder instead of a chair. Now he's just being silly. What? Milking giraffes? Mrs. Crump said. Oh, please. I cornered. How else could we make giraffe cheese? Oh, don't interrupt me. I'm not really through yet. There's lots of stuff I'm still planning to do yet. 'Cause maybe I'll be a gorilla masseuse. Gives massages to gorillas. Oh my gosh. Or an artist who sculpts out of chocolate mousse. Or a rodeo clown or a movie director. Or maybe a professional pickle inspector. Or a big sumo wrestler. Or a hedge fund investor. Or a smelly pit-sniffing deodorant tester. expert on nuclear fission, or else a foot model or a friendly mortician, or waver or skater or master debater, or dinosaur dusting museum curator, or TV repairman or sidewalk sign waver, or part-time assistant tarantula shaver. And that's about when Mrs. Krupp said, "Now, Billy, please make up your mind. This is getting quite silly." "Which one of these things are you going to choose?" I shuffled around and then looked at my shoes. And finally I said, "My great-grandfather Bob's been a whole lot of things, had a whole bunch of jobs. A butcher, a barber, a bellman, a bouncer, a telephone psychic, a bingo announcer. And you know what? He just turned 103, and he's still not quite sure what he wants to be. See, I'm only 8 now, so frankly, I'm hoping you'll cut me some slack if I leave options open. Let's just wait and find out what my future brings. Hey, I might have time to do all of those things." And then the bell rang and we all went to lunch. As I was sipping my pineapple punch, I pondered professions that I'd like to enter, like a brave firefighter or a crazy inventor. Or maybe, just maybe, when I grow up, I can be a great teacher, like dear Mrs. Krupp. Here's a picture. It says, "Teacher Billy." He's sitting on some kind of a skeleton. So I hope you enjoyed this book, and remember, you don't have to choose. You don't have to decide on one thing that you want to be yet. You can just keep thinking about many different things that you want to be when you grow up, because the world is full of opportunities and choices for you to make. And you might change your mind several times. And then even when you think you've decided, you might change it again. And that's okay. Hope you enjoyed Kitty Cat Story Time with Sleepy Ivy and me. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.